Hello guys, today I'm with a renowned personality who has become a monk with an unconventional background. He was an IIT and IIM alumnus and now he has taken a very different path, and I'm great to have him here next to me. Please meet Swami Mukundananda ji. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Everyone knows that you were an engineer and then you became a monk. But I want to ask you the period before that. How was your childhood? How was your teenagehood, or how were you when you were in school and college?
I was a very ordinary student. Of course, I was doing well in studies, but I loved sports. So every day in the evening, I had to play for 2 hours. However, actually, I played football till standard 8. I played it so much that my ligaments, they snapped. And then I had to give it up and I switched to tennis.
Okay.
So there was a time in IIT when I used to play 2 hours of tennis and then go for squash, and play 2 hours of squash and then go for a swim. I used to love sports so much. However, when I was in standard 8, at that time I picked up a book called Energizing the Powers of Your Mind. From that I learned meditation. And that meditation I started practicing every day. And I did it all through school, all through undergrad, and also through graduation.
When you decided that you wanted to be a monk?
Actually, when I started my MBA, at that time I became curious about the important questions in life. In other words, why are we in this world? Who created this world? Having come here, what is our goal? So this search led me to the Bhagavad Gita. And then when I read that knowledge, and I decided that there is one God and I am a part of God, so I started practicing bhakti or devotion. So all through my MBA, I was doing bhakti. And my mind got attached to God. So I did take a job, but it did not interest me. So I said, this is the side I'm interested in.
What were your parents' reaction when you told that you wanted to become a monk? Were they supportive?
Parents were not sannyasis, so it is natural they were attached. And they had educated me to such an extent. So they had great expectations, and they were very proud of all my achievements. They did not expect this turn. I did not expect it myself. But it is said that the call of God is the strongest call in your life. So sometimes you have to give up a lower dharma for a higher dharma. I did not wish to disrespect my parents in any way. However, it's just like somebody goes into the army to do a dharma towards the country. He may die and may not be able to do the dharma towards the parents, but he's taking a higher dharma. So I was taking up the dharma towards God for the welfare of everyone. So even though it pained them, still I took this step.
I don't know whether this will be a childish question, but I would like to ask the monks and the motivational speakers, like, are they motivated for all the time? Is there any sadness or a bit of, anger?
So I don't know about the motivational speakers. Okay? So I just happen to be speaking motivation. But really I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a monk. And my job is to give this knowledge to help the people. One aspect of that knowledge is motivation. The people ask me, Swamiji, are you sometimes unhappy? I say, last 3 years, I don't remember any moment when I was unhappy.
And no anger, nothing.
Anger, of course, there are times when anger does come, but I control it.
And how do you overcome from it? How do you control it?
It depends. As you do the sadhana, you develop control over the mind. All right? So when the anger comes, you're able to press it. It's like a fire that is starting off and you can squash it right there. And as far as self-motivation is concerned, when I was a student, I was not motivated. I was not studying seriously. Even though I entered these colleges, but I was always careless. And during engineering, I did my summer training, which nowadays they call internship, from a good company. And later on, I applied for my job there, and they rejected me. So my father had connections. He asked, "Why did you reject him?" They said, "He has got no motivation." But after becoming a monk, I find that I've got no shortage of motivation. Every year, I travel to about 90 cities giving lectures.
According to you, what are the major problems the youth face in India?
The major problem is they have exposure to a lot of knowledge, to a lot of resources, but they are not able to manage their own inner resources, their emotions. So there are all these emotions are coming up in different ways, which is natural because they are human, right? They have got relationships, they have got competitions, they have got aspirations, and they don't have the wisdom to be able to handle the self issues. So what is missing is the science of self-management. If they hear this knowledge, initially they have a mind block. Arey, to Baba hai, ye humko kya batayega? But if they come and hear and they see, oh, this knowledge is very useful for me, then they adopt it and they start benefiting from it, they start getting inspired by it. So I think that knowledge is what is missing.
Loneliness and depression, these two problems are um, very prominent these days among youth. So, according to you, what they can do to overcome from loneliness and depression?
The reason why depression is happening is they have these desires. I need this to be happy. And when the desire is not fulfilled, they feel depressed. But they don't realize that maybe their desire itself was wrong. It is like somebody was taking a map to study the Ganga, and he was going along the Ganga. The map said the Ganga should go right, yes, it's going right. The map said it should go left, yes, it goes left. And in one place the map said it should go left, but the Ganga was going straight. So he said, the Ganga is not following my map. It is all useless. He threw the map and went off. Now, should the Ganga follow his map, or should he follow the map? Should follow the Ganga, right? So similarly, we make these desires. I must be the richest man in the world. Now, if it doesn't happen, we feel depressed. So we must realize that the world is not for fulfilling my desires. I am for fulfilling the desires of God. Second point about loneliness. 30, 40 years ago, in India, nobody felt lonely. Now when I go to America, they all feel lonely. I met one lady. She became my satsangi. She was 50 years old. Western lady. So she said, Swamiji, I am thinking I should get married. She was single. I said, you have just started doing bhakti, now you want to get married. How many times have you been married? She said, I've been married 3 times. So I said, you have been married 3 times. Now you want to do 4th rehearsal. So the American culture is such, they are always feeling lonely. It is a mindset that I need this company only, then my loneliness will go. That culture has come to India. Now the Indian youth are also feeling lonely. So why this loneliness is happening? Frankly, you don't need any company as such. If you can find the happiness within yourself, there is no feeling of loneliness. You can enter into relationships, you can make friends, you can have fulfilling friendships, but that feeling of loneliness will go. So we are creating it, a need within ourselves, and then feeling that it is not fulfilled. I have been by myself all my life. I'm perfectly happy.
There were no friends.
I had friends, but I was an introvert.
Okay. If you would be given a superpower, what would you like to change, particularly in India? To change one thing.
To change one thing?
One. Oh, let's say three things.
Oh, okay. The first thing I would change the education.
Yes.
I would make this education complete. In other words, the education is not providing completeness. And how should I become a better person? What are my values in life? What is my goal in life? This spiritual knowledge is missing. So we are having doctor making education, engineer making education. We are not having human making education. So I would add education to the system. And I think that one thing would solve all the problems.
Thank you so much, Swamiji.
All right.